This is Byron Gutierrez, girls head coach at Edmond Memorial, and you're listening to the Futbol podcast.
Yo, welcome back to the Futbol podcast, the number one soccer podcast in Oklahoma City. I am your host, Ricardo Ulloa, and I am here today, Monday morning at Legacy Real Estate Group. You know what they do. They are the sponsor for the episode. They provide the place here for me to record, and I super appreciate them. If you're looking to buy, invest, sell, hit them up. My Aunt Rosie, my Uncle Sal, my Tia Vero, they're the best. But I'm not here by myself because I am here with a guest today. This guy here, I took some notes, I told you, because I was doing some research on you yesterday. He's the current coach at Edmond Memorial Girls. He has assisted at Redlands. He was an assistant coach at Celtic. He coached at Hera High School as well. Assistant for the high school at Western Heights, as well as the middle school. And like I said, unfortunately, he's a Real Madrid fan. But
For sure.
Byron Gutierrez, how are you today, man?
I'm good, man. Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. I appreciate you for coming on. I'm not going to say where you're supposed to be right now, but I appreciate you for coming on, as well as always showing support, man. It doesn't go unnoticed. I thank you for that.
Yeah, I'm jealous, to be honest, because I'm a little bit far away, but whatever I can do to help out with the soccer community, I think as a coach, an advocate of the game, I think that's my responsibility to be able to share whatever I can for the soccer community. So
yeah, and you said advocate for the game. Like I said, I was doing some research yesterday, and I think you very much are an advocate of the game. But for the people that don't know, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
I guess I can start off how I got into the game. I'm from Miami, Florida. I lived on the outskirts, so it's like 20 to 30 minutes away from Miami.
How's it called? Is it Hialeah?
Hialeah,
Florida.
Yeah, it's kind of ghetto, but that's okay. My wife doesn't think so, but that's okay.
Your wife is from there too?
No, she's from Oklahoma.
Okay.
I met her. I moved here in high school.
Okay.
So, but I played soccer over there. My family didn't grow up with soccer. I actually got into soccer by one of my friends in 8th grade, and our school was unique. It's a charter school, but middle school and high school got to play together. So we were actually in 8th grade. We were actually like part of the JV program for our school, and then I moved here in high school to Meeker, Oklahoma, and it's a very small town, 2A, 3A school. So there was no soccer. Then I finally got into soccer my senior year. There was a player, OBU player by the name of Nick Pettit. He's actually I think he's like the athletic director or assistant athletic director at SNU now.
Really?
Yeah. So he found us in the basketball gym playing basketball, and he just asked my friends and I if we were wanting to play some soccer, and we said yes. So my friends and I, my senior year and freshman year of college, we got to play U19 Rec for Shawnee Soccer Association.
Really?
Yeah, and then I went to Rose State, and I got to play for the club program there before they
had an actual team.
Yeah, before they had an actual team, so I got to play there for a year. Then I went to OBU, walked on the football team, was there for 2 years, but they had a JV soccer program in the spring, so it didn't interfere with football. So I played 2 years JV soccer at the OBU men's program. So
how was that? Because it seems like you kind of were a late bloomer.
Absolutely a late bloomer. Yeah, I'm a way better soccer player than I could ever dream of.
You were a better soccer player now than you were before?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and the OBU program, the JV program, was great. It was laid back. Mm-hmm. I think the guys that were there were playing for fun, but we had like really good players. Some of the players actually were able to transition into the actual men's program at that time. And I got to play. I came off the bench as a defender, but
you had fun.
I had fun.
You enjoyed it.
Yeah,
you were still able to play.
Yes, still able to play, practice on the time that was given to me, because I know, like when we get to our age, I'm 30. the game is gonna.
I'm right there with you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm a 91.
Okay, yeah, 92. So I know I'm not gonna play forever.
Yeah.
You know, so I had to. I'm still playing, but now it's like, okay, I'm feeling it a little bit. You know.
Yeah.
So, but I loved it, and my coach at the OBU JV's program was Jeremy Heimel, and he's actually the assistant women's coach at the OBU for the women's program.
Wow.
So.
And then you got into coaching, right?
Yeah, I got into coaching.
Was that just because you really enjoyed the soccer and you needed to find a way to scratch that itch, or what?
Yes, I think so. I think that's what it was. And I thought I was going to be like, oh, I know how to coach this. This is easy. Mm-hmm. And then I was hired on at Harrow High School. And
Is this right after your OBU?
yeah, right after I graduated. And then...
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I give everybody one of these that graduates because it's...
Okay. I was scared it was going to be the...
No, I don't have that one. I substituted it for this one right
that's
here.
great. There you go.
Graduated high school, college.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Should I bring that other one back, though?
Which one?
That wah, wah, wah.
I think it's hilarious.
You think
I
so?
loved it. Yeah, especially if it was like by accident.
Yeah.
It puts a guest in that awkward predicament.
Kind of puts them on their toes. Huh?
Yeah, I loved it. But yeah, it was right after college. Got hired on to be the men's and women's soccer coach. Or I guess boys and girls soccer coach. Yeah, for Harrow High School.
Was it a co-ed?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, no. It was. We have
two separate teams.
Yeah, two separate teams. But I also had co-head coaches with me, and one was Rick Habajam. Okay. So he, because I was new, but they needed a certified position there. But me and him were going to work with boys, and then the other co-head coach was Sade Boswell, which she was already an assistant previously for the girls program. And so she was going to help out with, running on the girls side. I just had I did a lot of scheduling, ran the boys program, assisted with the girls whenever, Sade needed something. And that was, it was great. It was a great experience, a great learning experience. But going back to like, I wanted to coach, just because I feel like I know the game. And I quickly found out I have no idea.
It's different, isn't it? Being on the other side?
Absolutely. Absolutely different. Yeah, absolutely different. So
how so? Like, what was the first thing that struck you? You were probably just like, damn, like you thought back on all those coaches that you had and you're just like, maybe it wasn't him, it was me.
No, it was, it's 100% me. No, actually, I coached football too at Harrow High School, and I just, with football, you can coach, I guess, like the technicality of the game.
I guess your niche, like defense. You do offense.
Yeah, you go to your position.
Yeah.
And then this is what you do. And then it usually goes that way in football. With like soccer, it was like, well, here, this is what you do. But now the opposing team might do something completely different than what I had envisioned the player to defend or attack. And now I have to adjust accordingly to make sure I put my
players in the best spot, maybe.
Yeah, in the best position to succeed based on the ever-moving movement of the game. Yeah, I had no idea.
Dude, it's really the first time I really dipped my toe into coaching, I did elementary school soccer. I've talked about it a little bit, but it was very much like that. But I'm kind of like a firm believer. Like once the game starts, you kind of have to let them. There isn't really much I can change. It kind of just falls into the habits of the players.
Right.
So I guess my philosophy has always kind of been like, how do I prepare let's get some good habits going, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all very reactional, at least for me in the game. But yeah, it's funny how you ran into that at first, because it's just like, it just depends on how the player's going to receive it. Who I was dealing with 5, 6 graders, you're dealing with high schoolers. So it's just, it's crazy. Yeah. What did you do? Like, what was the first thing that you just
to like improve on? So Rick had helped me out. He did a lot. He ran a lot of drills, and because I didn't know like I know how to like dribble between the cones, you know, and I'm just a player fresh out of.
What position did you play?
Right back.
Right back?
Yeah,
Okay.
right back and center back. I felt like I was pretty good at it because, like, with football, I'm like, I just had
Just
to
run through people, huh?
just run through people. Yeah, I'm like, that's easy. That's not a problem. But, you know, now coaching 11 different positions. And then so Rick ran a lot of practice, but he left. He left 2 years into the program. So I was left with the boys, and Coach Chardet still had the girls. So I'm like, oh, wow, I really need to figure out how I'm going to coach.
What year was this?
So I was at Hera for the soccer season, so the spring, 17, 18, and then so 19 I was essentially, okay, like
Nice.
this is, yeah. And Coach Chardet was also 17, 18, 19, we were there together.
How many years has Hera had a high school program?
They've had it quite a while. They actually, the girls won the state championship in 4A in 2016.
Okay.
Right before
That's right.
we got there. And the head coach was Coach Hill, and he's the head coach at Seminole State, the women's program over there. And they're
Pretty decent.
yeah, they're legit. Yeah, they're for real. In a JUCO program, but what he's done over there, they send girls to like D1s, D2s all the time. Yeah. So he actually called me when I first got the head coaching job and like, hey, this is what you need to expect. You know, so he didn't have to do that. So I appreciate him calling me. And then so going back to like, okay, well, how do I coach? I signed up for the de-licensing program through the U.S. soccer course. And it just helped me find
A good intro to your style, maybe?
yeah, or how to find that style of play that you might want the players to do, you know? So, like, I was able to learn, which is crazy because now it's like, this should be common sense. But for me, it's like, I don't know, you know? So, just do we want to play direct? Do we want to play possession? And then how to like make practices work, and then how to, especially in our program, like our boys didn't play club, so it was just high school soccer. How can I get the boys to play a lot, and then put them in the positions to how we want to try and play on the field
As a team.
Yeah, as a team. So
That must be hard because they don't play club. You want to build a good program, but you said it. It's like, how do I get them to play more? Because that's just essential. Like, no matter how you look at it, no matter
You have to play
how technical or philosophical you want these practices to be, it all just comes down to playing more. So it's just, how do I get them to play more?
Got to play more. So it helped me set up the practices and foundation of, there's 4 phases of the game. You know, like attacking, transitioning, defending, and then transitioning again from attacking to defending. So how can I emulate that in practice?
Those situations.
Yeah. And then so that course literally opened my eyes, like, okay, this makes sense, and I can do this. So my first 2 years we won 4 games. I think we went like 4-24, and then the boys believed in what they saw I was trying to improve as a coach, so they bought into it, and I think
They saw you bought in, and then they bought in.
they bought in 100%. Yeah, it was awesome. And we won 8 games that year. We missed the playoffs by 1 game, but it was good. It was just
For a first season?
yeah. I mean, first fully, yeah, for me to dive in fully, it was great. I mean, we won 8 games, so.
And you guys are close to playoffs?
Yeah,
you guys
we were
were
close
left
to
a little bit hungry for next year?
Yeah. Then I left, but yeah.
Oh, then you left?
Yeah, that's where Western Heights comes in. There was just an opportunity there. Like, now I'm going to like a soccer community.
Were you living in Hera?
No, I live right now in Meeker, anyways.
Oh, okay. How
I'm
far?
still-
What's that drive look like?
Like 50 minutes every day.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Every day?
every day.
Dang.
But that's okay, because
There's no soccer in Meeker.
no, I'm trying, and I can go into that a little bit more after.
Yeah.
But no, there's no soccer in Meeker. So there's soccer all the way over here on the west side. So I'm trying to get over there.
Dang, dude, that's a lot of sacrifice just to show people how to play some soccer.
Yeah, I think so. Or just me to like improve too, you know, because ultimately I want to be a good coach, but it's all going to be dependent on like the players, like
Yeah.
you know. Like,
What is a good coach though? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like, I think a good coach, you could be a bad coach on the field. Like, let's just say like, I try to coach and I'm just terrible at it, but the kids like me. I like the kids, and we all grow. You know, we might not grow on the pitch, but that's a good coach.
It's a good
you know what I'm
coach.
saying?
Right.
What if I was like a shitty coach, terrible, a yeller, putting people down, kids quit, but we were getting those W's? Is that a good coach?
Right.
Some would say yes, some would say no. So I think what is a good coach is just
I think it's personal, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, I think for me, a good coach is, for me, I think integrity, what I do off the field, like, has to be what now my players, what the girls see me as. Like, I'm the same person on and off the field, you know, especially having my wife and kid, and like this is who you see every day. Yeah. I'm always going to be real with you, and I make sure that I'm going to take care of you the best that I can. I think, for me personally, that's a good coach. Yeah.
For me, a good coach would be someone that like treats you like the human, you know, that you need to be treated. Like when I'm talking to you, there's nothing else that matters but you and me in this conversation, and just being able to treat every kid like that, and just have the mission to grow, you know, to grow. The W's are nice, you know, we want those W's, but ultimately, depending on what level of a coach you are, you know, because you can be a coach for your little kids and that's the goal, but once you start getting into those high school 6A games, like, you know, maybe I can't be like that anymore. Maybe I have to, you know, start putting
a little bit
the rubber on the road, you know. And
right.
So,
especially in Edmond with our girls. Our girls are like
competitive,
very competitive.
Because you went from Hera, and we're skipping over a few, but now you're Edmond 6A.
Yeah.
With probably a team full of club players now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So it's like, and how long have you been coaching? What, 5, 6 years, 7 years, maybe?
Yeah. 3, 4.
I listened to a podcast that came out 2 years ago. You said 5 years then. So 5 years. Probably 7.
7 now. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's huge, dude. That's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah. And those girls, I love our girls. They're dogs, man, on the field.
Well, isn't Edmond Memorial the Bulldogs, right?
That's right.
They're dogs on the field.
Yeah, dogs on the field.
Have you seen that video where he starts naming off players and he's like, Brian Gutierrez, dog. Ricardo, dog.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So those girls, skipping Western Heights. I was there, but it was the COVID year, and
that was COVID year.
Yeah. So I was only there. I was the head middle school boys there, and we got a few games in, but unfortunately, you know, COVID hit, and then the Edmond girls job opened up, and I was like,
well, let's talk about Western Heights, and then we'll jump into Edmond Memorial. But how was the culture different there?
Okay, so
I'm assuming you were with more soccer players as opposed to people that played soccer, right?
Yeah, so soccer players, like the boys there, their dads, their brothers, their cousins played soccer, you know. So I knew I was gonna have probably a good group of kids, boys. They just need a little bit of discipline, you know, on the soccer field, and in the class, because I taught some of them. But I knew I was gonna have a good group of boys, and then once we started with soccer practice, I can see the talent level, and this is middle school, so this is 7th and 8th grade. But
some of these middle school kids, man,
they were awesome. So I had to figure out. Okay, I'm figuring out my coaching philosophy. I'm figuring out what I envision the game to be, and then so how am I able to now correlate that with these group of boys, you know? So the group of boys that we had, because we had a few games, we had like 3 or 4 games before COVID hit. They're very technical, but they always wanted it to play direct. So like kick it up and go chase it. But I think like our strength was like, well, we're technical, so let's just keep the ball until we get down to the final third and just score goals, you know. So, but.
That's pretty tough because they're just like, Coach, all we have, but the game is the score. I was like, yeah, but
yeah, we'll get there, you know. So I was able to have a camera. We were able to sit down and watch the game. Like, hey, you know, this is, you know,
Must have been huge.
Oh, it was huge for them too. And we can see like you don't always have to run forward because you're running into the defenders.
Like, pause. Look at your situation.
Right.
Look behind you. Like, does it make sense that you were going into 3 people?
So and
you probably saw that light switch. Like, coach is right. Huh?
Yeah, coach is right, or I don't care what coach says. So, but the film was huge there. And it was a great experience. It was a great learning experience for me as a coach. And I really enjoyed those. I wish I had just a full season with them, just to see where we would have gone. But I enjoyed my experience at Western Heights, and I'm thankful for that opportunity to be in that soccer culture environment as well. And they also have they have 7th and 8th grade soccer. That's what I was in charge of. And they have a different school, and they have I think I want to say like 5th and 6th grade program for soccer. So, and they play at the YMCA. And what I had envisioned was like trying to get my own people to volunteer, friends or family to volunteer in those coaching positions to kind of
be able to work on what's coming in your feeder school.
That. And I was helping out with that, but again, COVID hit, so we had to stop or whatever. So again, I'm thankful for that experience, and it opened up the door to where I'm at today. So
how'd that happen? Was it just a phone call?
Yeah, I got a call, or I sent an email, and then I got a call.
Oh, really? So you found out that the position was open and applied?
Yeah, I applied for sure. Just because trying to a newer challenge. Harrow's a smaller school. I knew Western Heights was bigger and different community, and then Edmond 6A. So that's the top class that we have.
You can't get any higher than 6A.
It doesn't get any higher. So I was ready to present myself. Hopefully, have an opportunity to accept that challenge or take the challenge if it was given to me. So a
lot of people would have been maybe like, I don't know if I have enough credentials or whatever.
Yeah. I was definitely that way.
That's good that you were just able to just take it. You know?
I didn't know if I had the credential, but I knew
you knew you were in it.
Yeah, I want to challenge myself as a coach, and so I applied and got interviewed, and I got hired on, and now I'm heading into my 3rd year.
So this is probably the longest that you've been anywhere?
So this would tie with Hera. But I want to stay at Edmond as long as I can right now, just because it's 6A and I feel like we have something really good going. So, obviously there's challenges, whether it be like playing time, things like that. But I just want to make sure that high school doesn't last forever. So I just want to make sure, and I've made my share of mistakes with players, but I want to challenge myself as a coach tactically, but also make sure that when the girls leave the program is like, hey, I want to go back and visit, So, that's the challenge that I was looking towards, and I'm still being challenged today to try and improve myself as a coach and as a person for the players now. So
nice, dude. And are you excited for the season that's coming up?
I'm super excited.
How was it last year?
So last year we went 10-4. From the beginning, from my first year there, we've actually had a young team. So now heading into our 3rd year, we possibly have like 3-year starters. But last year we were actually pretty good, 10-4. The teams that we lost to on the girls' side was Edmond North, and that's a huge game, man.
Is it?
The environment, it's absolutely awesome.
Is it a bigger rivalry than against Santa Fe?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Not probably because I feel Edmond North is like a better team, and I think they have the most recent on the girls' side, like state championship, and they're always.
That's the team to beat in Edmond?
That's a team to beat for sure. Well, last year it was us, but we lost to them. But Edmond North, we lost to Norman North twice.
Which is another big program, too.
Another big program. And then we lost to Deer Creek.
Another big program, too.
Yeah. And Deer Creek was for the district championship. And then Edmond North was for the city championship. So we're definitely looking to get back to those.
Get back on the throne.
Get back on the throne. Yeah, my first year there, we were lucky enough to we set the foundation and we beat Edmond Santa Fe, Edmond North, and we had the city championship that first year. But
how was that?
Oh, it's awesome. I think I realize how important and lucky like that city championship is for the girls.
Really?
Like, yeah, for the girls. I think it's something that I'm definitely not brushing over, and like I want to make sure that I'm doing my best to like
get it every year.
And make sure that they know it's important for their head coach to make sure that they are represented and that game is hyped up, because it does mean a lot to them. Like, you have best friends playing against each other, that they play in club together.
Relatives might be playing against each other.
What is it?
Relatives?
Yeah. Well,
maybe.
Sometimes they come. If big sister or little sister come to, they probably follow along.
Oh, like a cousin.
Cousin, best friends,
club members,
club parents that are in the same. But now one graduated from North, and their kids are playing. So the same thing. It's huge for the guys' side as well.
How was your first one when you walked? How was it walking into the 6A program, coming from the previous programs that you've come from? Because it must have been just a culture shock.
It was definitely a culture
I remember,
shock.
I miss Paulo. Paulo, I miss you. When I used to sit with Paulo, we would always talk about the culture shock of him going from Southeast to Bishop McGuinness, and just how serious everyone took it, and how much more involved the parents were, and how much backing they got from the school. Instead, when they came back from Southeast, it's really just the kids, and that's basically it.
Yes, right.
They're there just because they want to.
Right. Same thing with Western Heights. Hera had a good school and parent support. Same thing with Edmond Memorial. If anything, it's bigger, better. The parents that have helped me along the way have been huge, a huge help to our program, and we can't do it without them. And then just when I got there, and the culture shock was like, first off, you have tryouts. I never had to do tryouts. I just take everybody in. That's because that's my philosophy. But quickly realizing if I take everybody in, once season starts, not everybody's going to play. So it's better to have those hard conversations in the beginning of the school year and let them, just this is where we're at. And I just don't want to waste any of the players' time if they're just not going to, if I don't envision them seeing playing time, So that was huge for me. That's something I never had to do. And
that was tough. Paulo was explaining to me about that whenever his first tryouts came by, because as a general, anybody would want to just take everybody, but sometimes there isn't a JV team, or sometimes you don't have a JVB, JV1 freshman team, right? And even cutting it down to the first team, having 20 and not 22, and then the emails that come after that, and it's just a big mess. What number do you cap it at? Do you have first team, second team, freshman team?
This year we'll have 3 teams. So we'll have a varsity, JV1, JV2, and then with the scheduling, we play Tuesday, Friday is varsity. So then JV1, and then JV1 plays with. They play first, and then varsity plays. So that's easy scheduling, and then JV2 it'd be Monday or Thursdays, and then
that's an all-week job.
Yeah, it's all week job. Yeah.
How do you compartmentalize all of that? That's 3 teams. Do you have 3 coaches?
Yes, I do. I have 3 great assistant coaches, and they're awesome. Coach Lau, she was actually an assistant before I was there, and she helped run the program a lot as well. And she's been huge in helping me. Well, she's from Edmond Memorial, so she played at Edmond Memorial, and so she helped me with the culture and hey, not this is how things are done. Hey, expect this or expect that, or these are the type of girls that we have. So that helped me ease my way into it. Coach Campbell, he just came in last year, and he's a great young guy. He's in college, but he's very mature for his age, and he does a lot of our technical work. And then we have Coach Shaw. He also came in last year, originally as a bus driver, but then he fell in love with soccer. He was a football coach, and he's the head wrestling coach, but he understands how we try to play. So now into this year, try to give him more responsibility of like coaching the girls. So those three have been huge on, okay, this is how we'll set JV1, JV2, and varsity, and we all do it together. So I don't separate our coaches just because like this is how we play. You know, formations or maybe some things we ask the player specifically might change, but how we want to play and how we envision to play, it goes from freshman to senior. So that's how we do things there. So
it sounds like everybody is equally as important on this, roster of coaches that you have.
Yeah, 100%. Varsity obviously gets a little bit more time, but they'll graduate and then so we have to prepare our program. Like it's a long-term thing. I don't envision 1 year program. 3, 4, 5, 6, or however long.
Yeah, you said you want to be here as long as you can.
As long as I can, yeah. So that's the plan.
And I'm sure that you're also trying to put players in the best position that they can. Maybe play in college if they want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We have a lot of players. We actually don't have a lot of players that end up playing college.
Yeah, because you said you had a young team.
Yeah, we had a young team. Well, even then, we have a few seniors. We have one committed to a D1. We have one committed to NAIA. But yeah,
shout out to those girls.
Yeah, shout out to those girls. But most of them, I think, just want the high school experience, the high school environment, the community feel to play under the lights for their Edmond Memorial community. And I just making sure that I am doing my best as a head coach to put them in that position to make sure that they feel all of that. So, but if they want to play college, great. If you just want to go to school and
have fun, have the best time that you can.
That's great too. That's what our program's about. So whatever the girls individually want, we try and make sure that we are giving them that experience. So and the club, OEFC out there, I mean, they take care of the college recruiting process if they're really serious. If the girls play club, and if they don't play club, and but they want to go play college, and that I feel like that's my responsibility now to help them out. But again, it's a great community. That club's great, and they help out a lot, and what we have is great too. So it makes the system, I guess, run as smooth as possible for any girl that wants to go out there and play soccer.
That's good. And it's interesting that you brought up OEFC, since some of your players are club players. Do you find it hard having to deal with those players? Because sometimes, those club practices, club games make certain players unavailable. How do you handle all of that? Maybe some clubs don't want players to play high school just because there's that whole high school or club deal,
Right,
so,
yeah.
How's that been for you?
It's been good. It's been good. Before I was at Edmond, I didn't club's bad or whatever, blah blah. And
that's what you thought?
Yeah, that's what I thought. But now being into this program, I didn't realize how much time the girls do put in club soccer, how much money they might put into club soccer.
Traveling,
sacrifice. It's a huge sacrifice. So as a high school coach, especially in the fall is kind of easy because we have our off-season program. So I'm not trying to kill them in our off-season program. Whatever they have going for club in the fall, I just try to make sure I adjust accordingly, so I'm not doing or having the girls do too much, So, and then in the spring, it's pretty. That their club games calm down a lot. I think they don't have a huge league. Their main league plays in the fall, and then they might have 1 or 2 tournaments, but it's nothing. And then they have 1 practice a week during high school. So it's been great, and I just make sure as a high school coach to bring them down a little bit or not ask them to do too many things to make sure that they're fully prepared for club season in the fall. So it works out well. And then the girls that don't play in the fall or, for club, and they making sure that they're staying 100% ready to, once high school hits, we're good to go, So it's been good. It's been a good experience.
Sounds like you got it pretty synchronized. Like,
yeah.
And you're not really putting players in positions to even have to choose. It's just you give them that respect and then also work around it, which must be really nice to have to deal with just club players and, that caliber of a team.
Yeah, we have really good players.
Yeah.
So my job as the head coach at Memorial is making sure that I put our players in the best position to succeed on the field, and whether it be from JV to varsity. So,
do you coach at a club?
Yeah. Well, not this year. This year I'm actually a referee. So
really?
I was actually at the Midwest City soccer tournament this past weekend. This year.
That's why you look a little red, huh?
Yeah, I'm a little red.
I was wondering.
Yes, I'm
looking a little rosy.
I was in the sun.
Yeah.
I don't put sunscreen. My wife says I need to put sunscreen, but it's okay. But previously, I've only coached. I've coached competitive 2 years, and that was for the Celtic East, based out of Shawnee. But they're not partnered up anymore. So Shawnee has their own competitive program. But I've actually coached rec. I've coached rec in Chandler, and I've coached rec in Shawnee. And my daughter has played for me, so that's why I do it or did it. And I love coaching those players just because I know they're not playing all the time. So I try to make the environment as fun as possible. As fun as possible with the ball.
I ditto that.
Yeah, with the ball too. It can't just be can't just be without the ball. I want to make sure that these players really enjoy having the ball at their feet. So I'm not coaching club this year. My daughter didn't. She wanted to step back from soccer a little bit, focus on basketball.
I'm just kidding.
No, yeah.
As long as they're doing sports, right?
No. I really wanted her to play soccer. So, but she says she misses it a little bit. So I'm going to hold on to that, but not push her to it. So hoping next year she plays.
We got to find ways to subliminally push our kids to want to play, you know. So if you have any secrets, pass them on this way, man.
I don't have any. I put a ball at their feet and just...
I got lucky this weekend. Not this weekend. On last Wednesday, I was... do you have to leave at any time?
No.
Okay. If you do,
you're
just
good.
let me know.
You're good.
My son goes to Western Gateway Elementary School, and they reached out to the football factory. They said, hey, is there some...
that video?
Yeah, is there some way we can have somebody bring some soccer here to us? And I was like, dude, that's my son's elementary school. I wrote back, oh, of course. I can do it before noon.
No problem.
What can we do?
Yeah.
Wednesday, we got it down, and I thought to myself, the first thing that I thought, I was like, dude, I'll be able to do my son's PE class. And I watched my son, he's in pre-K. So yeah, I went. Last Wednesday, we had literally every class that Western Gateway has in PE. They have 3 pre-Ks, 2 kindergartners, 3 first grades, and 2 or 3 second graders. And we had all of them over the course of 4 hours. 4 stations, you scrimmage on this one, shooting and a goal on this one, and I had stretches and with no balls. But basically what you said, just make it as fun as possible.
Fun as possible, yeah.
So yeah, it was fun. We probably rotated between 200 kids in the last 4 hours. Just
that's
station,
impressive.
Station, with 3 help. But it was fun. My goal was just to bring into these kids a bunch of 4, 5, 6, 7-year-olds. Just have fun. Right. When my sons found me because he was my second class, he got to my station and then didn't leave. So I was like, hey, can I stay with you? Because I'm scared. And he started crying. I was like,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, sure. Let's stay. I'm a sucker, dude. I'm a sucker for my kids. Okay. Yeah, sure. And then after that, when his class left, can I stay with you? I was like, teacher, I'm going to check him out. Can you just stay with me for now? And he was helping me do the drills. So when we had hurdles and cones to dribble through, and then it was a race back, tag the next kid's hand, and then they run, and it's everybody cheer for each other. Wow, yeah, let's go. Wow. Let's be loud and just basically have fun as much as possible. Right. So then when my son was there, I was like, hey, Coach Ricardo, can you demonstrate for us the drills as I explain it to him? We're going to jump over the cones. And you're going to go dribble through, and they're going to run back super fast. And he sticks his hand back like this. Hasn't seen Naruto, but it must be Sonic. He just goes like this.
Oh, there you go, Sonic, yeah.
After that, he was just like, I'm going to be a coach.
Wow.
I want to be a coach because coach is fun. So now he's Coach Ricardo
Coaching
at
is
the
fun.
house.
Wow, that is awesome, man.
So maybe if you take your daughter to go coach, volunteer coach for some little kids and have her bring the funk to kids. I don't know.
She might. You know, she's 14, and so she's trying to figure out what she's like. She really likes basketball right now, but she said, "Oh, I miss soccer a little bit." And so, okay, I'll keep that in mind. You know, when we go back to it. So instead of coaching club, I'm like, I'll just be a referee, and
Riffing is fun too.
it is fun. It can be fun. I've had good experiences so far.
Bad experiences, huh?
It could be bad. Me, not yet, but I'm sure it's going to be there. But getting into that reffing community, these people just enjoy the game. And, you know, I don't think the mistakes that we do as a reffing community is not purposeful or biased.
No, dude, because you're humans.
We're human.
And it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. So I think I'm fresh. So, but as
How fresh?
like a month. Oh, well, 4 weekends.
Oh, really? 4 weekends?
Yeah.
And you're already doing tournaments?
I've done 2 tournaments.
Already in 4 weeks?
I did my second weekend ever. I did South Lakes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, the Cosmos Cup?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. That was insane.
Did you have to take a class or something? Or?
Yeah, but
nobody prepares you to go spend a whole weekend and do. How many games did you do in Cosmos Cup? Was that worse than? Well, I don't want to say worse
not
than
worse.
Mexico City, but it was just busier.
Yeah, busier for sure. I can't remember. I would say like Saturday and Sunday, like 10 games total.
Jesus! Shout out to the guys at Cosmos too. They're doing a great job.
Yeah.
Cosmos Cup has been around forever.
Ever? Yeah. Okay. So it's. I mean, they make it run smooth, and
Yeah.
then Midwest City. Jerry Grimes is the ref coordinator out there, and for Shawnee. So that's how I got to know him, and I was like, "Hey, I want to ref," and so he's hooked me up, and he's been a great like.
That's awesome.
That community there definitely helps out with like, hey, they provide feedback, provide
Because
a calm setting.
Man.
Yeah.
Because if nobody's there for the refs, who's there for the refs? The reffing community.
The
has to
reffing
be
community.
There. Like that's
so
tough.
it's been awesome being on that side of the ball.
it, huh?
Yeah,
I bet you it's gonna change the way you talk to refs this year.
Oh yeah, and I'm on the side. If anything, I'm pretty
chill.
like I'm as chill as possible. I'm just hoping they see me. I don't have to say anything, but they've seen we've ref together.
Well, this is your community too, so they're gonna be seeing these familiar faces. The people that do these tournaments are probably the ones that coach high school, right?
Or they do their reffing. Yeah, they ref high school.
The weekday reffing.
Yeah, the weekday ref. So
That's probably when they make the most money, huh?
I'm not sure. I mean, we don't make a whole lot of money, but it's nice to do term. I'm just taking in extra cash just because I'm not coaching, but yeah, I'm hoping it plays to my advantage when high school season starts. So that's for sure.
Is this scratching the same itch that coaching does for you?
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I get to see
Talent.
talent.
You're
I get to see
scouting out there.
100%. I'm viewing the game as
differently.
a coach, as a ref, but I'm definitely like
That POV of a ref in a game is just awesome. I wish I can try to have that kind of view with the drone. Just be able to be behind the play and like in between the lines. You're standing behind the player, so you can literally see the gaps and spaces and everything like that.
Oh yeah, I'm in my head. I'm thinking, make sure I'm calling fouls or anything. But I'm thinking, what would I do? What would I do if I was coaching? Or for example.
It's crazy because you're exposing yourself also to the way the coaches are coaching too. So
Yes.
not only are you watching the players, but you're also
I see. Yes,
taking mental notes from the coaches that you're seeing on the pitch too.
Yeah, and like for example, yesterday, Danny Gibson.
Great guy. I saw him yesterday at the On-Q on Expressway as I was going to Piedmont.
I've known Danny based off of Twitter for like 3-4 years. I finally got to meet him like yesterday. And then so I was able to like see how his little girls play, and the man is practicing what he preaches. So that's cool to, hey, I've asked questions about coaching, and just so to see those things in fruition with other coaches, like how they implement their things or, implement the style of play, or I can see the emphasis on what he's saying or what he's, preaching about. And it's just cool as a coach and right? Me reffing, but as a coach, it's like, oh, this is great, and now I can ask questions maybe afterwards, like, what do you do? How are you doing this? Why are you doing this? So it was that was a great experience yesterday to be able to do that. So as right now I'm really enjoying it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I know for sure I'm not doing it forever, because I'll.
You never know, dude.
But you never know.
You never know.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
What if they have you?
Never say never.
What if they say? How do you say your name? Is it
Byron?
Byron.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to say Byron. I don't know. All right.
Byron. Yeah. Well, ever since Byron. Bayrito.
What are you?
My parents are Nicaraguan.
Oh, okay.
So, I guess I'm Nicaraguan. Yeah. Because my wife's like, that's not a race. I'm
No,
like,
it is Nicaraguan.
Well,
Nicaraguense.
I think we always have that convo. Like, she's like, I think it's an ethnic group. I'm like, okay, that.
Don't take that away from
That
me.
makes
I'm
sense.
Nicaraguense. What is
I
she?
just tell her, she's Oklahoman white.
Just flip it on her.
Yeah,
That's-
you're
I
Oklahoman.
don't think that's a thing either.
Yeah.
Oklahoman.
So Nicaraguan. Yeah, Nicaraguan. My parents are. So that's why I'm a little red when I'm in the sun. So, but I'm enjoying. You're right. I'll never say never, but I'm enjoying it right now, and we'll just see how long that goes for.
Where I was going with that.
Yeah.
What if they say, Byron, like, you're doing a great job reffing. Are you interested in reffing college games? What are you going to say then? We're going to pay you a little bit more. Of course, the game's going to be a lot quicker and faster, but I think you're up for it.
I would start as a AR, so the side referee. Yeah, I think I could do that.
You
That's
do
not
that?
a problem. Yeah,
And
center.
Then they have you as a center, and then you
Oh.
start doing college games, and they're just like, hey, Byron, D1 games, TU,
That'd be
do you want to
insane,
ref some
man.
TU games? And then you do that, and then they're just like, hey, the USL needs a ref,
Tulsa needs, that'd be insane. I'm not. No, I'm right now getting my feet wet with like U8, U10. So I'm like, I guess if it goes that way, it does. But I'm enjoying it. So we'll see. We'll see how long it goes for sure. So
I refed a little bit at ISA.
okay.
Or a little bit. I've refed for years at ISA.
Okay.
And that was the best part of refing. Of course, it's just like being around the game. 'Cause, that's just another way to scratch that soccer
Right.
itch. But I got to see a lot of 8-year-olds that were ballers. Ballers. And then ended up growing up to be ballers. Like the majority of those kids at Santa Fe South, when I was reffing in college, those kids were like 8, 9, 10 years old. So it's like a lot of those kids, and then the soccer community is small. So you're going to see those kids every week at the indoor or every week on the weekends, and now you're going to be, you're going to run into the same Celtic team eventually again.
Right,
You're going to run into Danny Gibson again.
Right.
And you're going to start realizing that the soccer community isn't that big.
It's not that big, and it's great because I think we need to support each other. We don't have to. We can agree to disagree on certain things. As coaches, and that's fine. But everyone has their philosophy, and as long as we're coaching for the players, because it's a players' game. Like I think it's great. I think what we do, as long as it's for the players, you can be. As a coach, I think for me, like I have to be comfortable in what I believe in for sure. But the players are playing the game, so I got to make sure I do everything in my power to let them know that this is your game. This is how I think we fit best, and we all coaches support one another in doing that. So
Yeah, there's enough for everybody.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I got to see Matt yesterday too.
Matt?
Levinson.
Oh,
So,
yeah, dude,
yeah,
awesome. And he's
yeah.
on there in Yukon too.
Yes, he is.
Do you know Matt?
Yeah. Oh, just look again the Twitter community and
Twitter soccer community you're really active on that.
yeah, it's changed my whole game, like
Has it?
coaching game. Yeah, absolutely.
You're always asking questions.
Always trying to. Before I'd be egotistical and like I'll tell, but now it's just like work in silence and trying to like, what do you do for your players? How do you do this? And I've met a lot of great coaches on there.
And a lot of people are willing to
They're
give
so
that
willing.
information back
So
to you.
willing.
It just a lot of people just don't get past that. Should I ask a question or not?
Oh, I'll look now. I'm so comfortable in looking stupid, and that's fine. Like, but I need to be better. I just always need to be better for myself and my players. And talking about Meeker, my friend John on there. Twitter was huge, like during the pandemic too. And I got to meet my friend John on there, John Johnson, based out of Canada. And but he's helped me run like Oklahoma Soccer Academy, which is just like a little academy that I train like 5 to 10 kids once a week, but it's a year-round program.
In Meeker?
Yeah, in Meeker. Yeah, so at a park that like the field's not used. Like it's just a little field.
Yeah, but you're bringing the Mas Football to Meeker.
Yeah, trying to, but he's helped me with like setting up like social media for it. He's helped me. Hey, I'm having this issue. Maybe not getting enough players. What can we do marketing wise? And so that's been huge. So that's just a perfect example of how I've tried to use Twitter to my advantage to help me with my coaching philosophy.
That's how we met.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so got to see Mas Football. I know y'all had your 6 a.m. sunrise. I'm not making that, but I love seeing you guys are doing it because of the love of the game. So it's really cool, man. And during the pandemic too, college soccer wasn't going on in the fall. So that's how I was able to help out with Redlands, because it happened in the spring. And then
you helped out at Redlands as well?
Yeah, just a little bit.
That's right, I heard that.
Yeah, and Coach Bo out there, he was with the Redlands. He's still with the Redlands program, and he had asked me, because some of the girls at Hera went to go play for him, and that opened up the door in the spring. Like, yeah, I'll go help. Like, college experience. This is awesome. So, doing anything I can to improve myself, and as long as my wife and kid are okay with it, then I'll keep doing it. So, and Coach Charday, the one I was with, Hera, she's actually the head coach at Missouri Southern State University in Joplin.
Dude.
So I've been really lucky as a coach to be around great people, and my assistants now, great people and great coaches. And it's like, I'm just trying to soak it all in and just realize how lucky I am, and be grateful for the opportunity to be with these people, whether it be a year or 3 or 4 years, and learn from all these people, whether it be, in person or on Twitter. Yeah, on Twitter. So
you say lucky. I don't think luck's the right word, because I think it's more the willingness to learn. Because you're asking questions, you're putting yourself out there, you're taking on new opportunities, you're reffing, you're coaching, you're assisting. I don't think there's anything that you're willing to say no to if everyone's going to back you on it. And that's something that not a lot of people do. So it may be a little bit of luck, but what do they say? It's like when opportunity meets preparation or something like that?
Yeah, I remember my mom had said one time, like, you don't just pray and then do nothing about it. You pray and then you go.
You got to do something.
Try to do something about it. So I think like you said, my willingness to put myself out there as a coach or as a person in general, like, has helped me with these opportunities that have presented themselves. And then so
don't lose that.
I'm trying not.
Sky's the limit, man.
Trying not to lose it.
I'll see you reffing in the MLS soon.
Oh my gosh! Talking about coaching. And that wasn't even my first love is football. Like,
that's right.
I love football, but soccer.
What brought you in from the dark side?
Well, the Edmond program. They're like, well, we just need a full-time
soccer coach.
I was like, okay, no problem. And then so. That's the dream where I'm at, and the willingness to learn. I know, like, heading into the spring season, like, we have a tough schedule. The teams we play against are, like, really good, and then so I know that I always have to, like, okay, what little edge can we get to make sure I prepare our girls and prepare myself too, and the coaches to, like, put us in the best position to succeed. I think when you have to play games, like, you can't stop trying to grow as a coach and as a person, because there's always games ahead that things aren't going to go perfect, but we have to try and chase perfection in any way possible, so.
Because what is it? Because pressure makes diamonds, baby.
Pressure makes diamonds. I have 45 diamonds ready to play in the spring.
There we go.
So I got to make sure that I'm good for them, and man, we're super excited. I'm super excited for the spring season. So, I keep bringing it up, but, like, Matt's in UConn, so I know that's going to be a tough game.
Is he an opponent of yours? A district opponent? So you didn't just say what's up to him. You were just like...
No, I
got you.
No,
Watch
yeah,
your back.
I did. So and I had messaged him, telling him congrats. So I know that's good. That's
After
gonna be
winning state, yeah. Here's this one's for you, Matt.
Yeah, for sure. That's impressive. And Norman North,
Yeah.
Coach LaFoon out there, talk to him all the time. So I know that's not a district opponent. But
Edmond North isn't a district opponent,
no.
but it's a city opponent.
That's bragging rights opponent right
It's a
there.
blood opponent right
Coach
there.
Ike out there, he's a great guy.
Ike?
Yeah, Coach
Okay.
Ike. Yeah,
I didn't know he coached.
he's a head coach over there, and he has his little. I say little, but it's like individual.
I played with that guy a few times.
Yeah, I'm sure he was a star. I didn't get to see him, but I get to meet him as a coach.
All these guy you don't want to run into on the field.
Oh no, he's looks like a big
He's a beast,
dude, man. Yeah. So and his cousin,
Yeah.
playing. I think what is it, Brighton or
What's his cousin's name?
Daryl.
That's his cousin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
I think it is Brighton.
Yeah, and I think he was playing the MLS in Orlando so that that's
yeah,
cool.
he's tearing it up in
Yeah.
Orlando.
So
And he was in Edmond.
I can't remember.
No,
I'm not sure
it
exactly.
was there before you came to Edmond.
Yeah, way before. But like those things, like this is cool. Like I get to compete against these coaches that have all these backgrounds in soccer.
Resumes.
Yeah, resumes that look great, And so if our girls can beat these guys, then I'm like, all right, we're good, we're set,
Yeah.
So next year, for our goal is to make the playoffs, but to get past that state quarterfinals. Because our first year there, we lost in the first round against Owasso, and then so now we lost to Norman North in the state quarterfinals. So now we're looking to jump that hoop. Yeah, but always taking it,
Game at a time.
game at a time for sure. So yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm super excited for the spring season. So and third year, and the girls know me. I know the girls.
Expectations, they already know.
Yeah.
What they're getting themselves into.
It's
a different team. Imagine when you're 4 or 5 years in, where you've had these girls from freshmen to seniors, and you're just rotating.
Yeah,
it'll probably be a different program.
I
then
think
too.
it's every year has been a different program, but every year they've done great, and I just want them to know I appreciate the girls for just taking me in as their coach. There's some programs where the players don't care for a coach, or that maybe the coach doesn't know what they're doing, but they're doing their best, So for them to take me in, especially with high licensing coachings that some of these girls get at their club, or they've grown up in soccer, for them to take me as their head coach, I'm truly appreciative of that position. So
Well, I'm excited to see how the year's going to go, man.
yeah, I'm trying. Well, I say I'm trying, but we're trying to be on like the Oklahoma map.
We will be on the Oklahoma.
We will be on the Oklahoma map. For the girls' side, you hear Edmond North or you hear Norman North, and like winning state championships. Like,
was it Deer Creek that won it last year?
Yeah, Deer Creek won it last year, and we lost that game 1-0 on a penalty. So
What's that say about you guys?
yeah, we're close. We're close, and I think we're there. It could be. The game could be. It can change at any moment. So we're just trying to. Okay, let's be those state championship contenders. Every year, and so I'm excited to see how we do this year.
Do you think it's a mentality thing? Because it sounds like you got the players that can do the job, but is it more mental or is it just circumstances of the game? Sometimes?
Yeah, I think circumstances of the game for sure, especially like those tough teams. It wasn't like
you lost in penalties to Deer Creek.
Yeah,
a penalty can go in either way. You know what I mean?
Penalty. And then our first game against Norman North, we lost in penalties, and then we lost 3-1 in the state. And then we mentioned Deer Creek, but UConn, we won 2-1. Southmore, we won 1-0. So
these are all battles then.
Oh, the district is tough, And then we have Edmond North that we play for the city championship. We have to beat Edmond Santa Fe, and they're not like a walk up.
They're not just giving it to you.
They're not giving it to us. So it's definitely a mentality and the circumstances of the game. That's why for us coaches, like, you have to continue learning because the game can give you.
Because it evolves.
Yeah, it evolves all the time.
And if you think you know everything, then that's when you don't know anything.
No, you don't know anything. Or it goes back in time, and now how am I going to adjust to that? You know, I don't know how. You know, some teams might keep the ball the whole time. So me as a coach, how am I gonna adjust to that? Or some teams might kick the ball long, but in practices I don't prepare our players for that. So now what? You know, so it's the circumstances of the game, and definitely the mindset. The mindset, I don't think we have an issue with the mindset. I think our girls, like I said, they're dogs for sure.
That's what I was about to say. It sounds like you got some dogs.
Yes, we have some dogs, yeah. And they're always competing against one another in practice. So it's great, yeah. So we're just, we just got to put it together game by
Nice.
game
It's going to
by
happen,
game.
dude.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. I'm going to be watching.
Okay, I appreciate
Try to give you guys some attention, too. Because, dude, when high school season comes around, bro.
That's wild for y'all.
My job gets so much harder.
Yes, it's wild.
I have to be on IG literally 24/7 hours a day, just posting.
Right.
How does the girls receive the Football Factory stuff? What's the vibe out there for the Football Factory? Do you know?
I don't think there's much, to be honest.
Really?
With you.
That's good.
Yeah. You know, I don't.
I say good because that only means I have more to grow.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So because OEFC's out there. You know, some girls, some of our girls play Midwest City. Some of our girls play Oklahoma Celtic. So those are environments that have soccer. You know, so. That's, but I think what you guys have done is try to bring soccer in some environments that are not there, but that also, like you said, it gives you, I guess, a goal to like, okay, how could we partner up with these clubs and make it, whatever ideas you guys continue to
just
do.
Highlight the game, man.
Yeah,
that's really
highlight
basically
the game.
it.
Right. So
just give everybody the support that they want.
So and then talking about social media, and I've try to do my best to give that social media to those girls, like
have to give it to the manager maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I've tried, but I'm like, I'll just do it.
It's hard to do that, dude.
It is. But I only have one team. You have 1,000, hundreds of teams.
I mean, I'm almost at the point where I can't even create content. I just see what someone posts and I just repost it. It's almost become like a board where I just take from what others are posting so that where if you wanted to see something or you didn't have, it's just all there.
Right.
That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
But I would love to be able to go to every school and follow them for a practice, following for a day in the game and take pictures like a media day just to be there and interview players or interview coaches and just be able to get that all done in one day. Like I could do this the day that I go up there with you in the spring. Right. And then maybe you might say, hey, talk to the senior, talk to this freshman. And then I'll literally have some questions written up, just like a whole day in the life kind of thing. Yeah, I think that'd be dope.
That is dope, and that should fall on us coaches too. Like, we have to understand that, at least for me, I deal with 14 to 18, 19-year-old girls.
On top of the 100 that go through your classrooms.
Yeah, in the classrooms, and then but how can I, as a coach, give them their platform to enjoy the high school environment that they're in, and Edmond Memorial does a great job already with doing that. They have like
with their presence online.
The presence online, I think on TikTok. Like my daughter sees Edmond Memorial stuff on TikTok, like with their student sections in football on Friday nights.
The game has changed, hasn't it?
Oh, it's huge, yeah. Because I'm like, when we played, we'll just play. Yeah. And then if like our friends bragged about us, then we're good.
It's only word of mouth.
Yeah, it was only word of mouth. So, but for me as a coach, it falls. I feel like I'm required to make sure that these girls all have a platform to be able to share their accomplishments or share perspectives, things like that. Yeah, absolutely, on social media. So, so that's why I didn't give it to a manager. I feel like, okay, here, I'll do this right. But if the girls have any suggestions, they come to me and like, hey, can we do? Yeah, absolutely. As long as it falls under the guideline teams, things like that. So
it's almost like a meeting that you have to have just for the social media of the soccer page. Yeah, like these are the guidelines. This is what we can. This is what we can't do. Do you guys want it, or should we pass this on to somebody else?
Right. So, so then talking about social media, the boys program had like. This guy come out, and I can't remember his name, but he has some like really amazing like game day videos.
Oh yeah.
And the boys came out, like they had their game day video, and they are so sick. So we're gonna try to find a way to make it like
better.
Yeah, better for our girls, to make sure that, hey, here you go. This is your game.
Yeah.
Enjoy it. All about you. And then at practice, I'll make sure it's about me a little bit. So.
Which one turned off? Let me find out which
I heard
one.
this one.
You think it was that one?
Yeah,
Let's put this on a pause real quick.
Okay.
This is not good. All right, man. We're back from a short pause. I guess technical difficulties. But where were we?
Just talking about the spring season, I think, and I mentioned all that, and I just want to bring up like these coaches I've mentioned. Well, first and foremost, like my wife and my kid for letting me do this.
And congratulations! You said you're having a kid in February too.
Yes. Yeah.
Boy or girl?
Girl.
Oh, 2 girls?
2 girls.
Dang. Player's curse. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I wanted a girl.
You wanted a girl?
Yeah, I wanted a girl. So, I'm lucky with that. She'll be here right for soccer season.
For a season.
So
it's gonna be a different season.
It will be a different season, but the girls know I'm having a girl too, so they've been extremely supportive, and I'm just excited. She's gonna be in a soccer environment, so that's cool, and I'm excited for the girls to see the girl, and I'm excited for my daughter to be a big sister, So, and then thanking them, and then thanking, like previously mentioned, the coaches. Thanking you for this platform. I'm on the east side, so I'm not able to be involved a lot with the Moss football. But if I'm on the east side, maybe I can help.
It's all right, dude. It's all Oklahoma, so
yeah.
We if we're doing our job, we're covering all bases.
Yes, you are. So I appreciate the platform for that, and maybe help out other coaches. If they have questions or. If like what experiences I'm having this experience, how, Coach Byron, how'd you deal with this? Or, I just want to help out as much as I can, based on whatever platform that I'm on. And I'm thankful for the coaches that I've been around, because of the accolades that they have or because of the experiences that they have. I can't do this by myself. Even if I want to do it by myself, I can't do it by myself. So, my assistant coaches at Edmond Memorial, the coaches I've been with at Hera, the club coaches I've met and been around, and now the coaches I'm meeting while reffing. I'm extremely thankful for all that and for their experiences and for them letting me ask questions. So yeah, that's just what I'm thankful for, and I want to continue to grow in the game and continue to grow as a person too. I think first and foremost, if I stop growing as a person, if I don't have that open mindset, then I don't feel like I'll be fully prepared to continue coaching for my players, because me playing 10 years ago is completely different for how the players experience the game, how players see the game, and then how players use social media in the game. So I just got to make sure, hey, grow as a person, have humility for players, and then how can I adjust that to my coaching philosophy? So,
Moss Futbol.
Yeah,
Hey,
for
that's
sure.
cool, man.
So,
well, I appreciate you for coming on. I know we tried to do that a long time ago, but it's just we were having difficulties with scheduling and locating and all that stuff. But you're here now, and we killed it. And dude, I need to have more refs on here. So if you have any recommendations on who to have on here, because we love our refs here at the Moss Futbol podcast.
I'll start getting to know them a little bit. Yesterday I reffed with this older gentleman. He's been reffing for like 25 years.
Really?
He reffed at Western for 20 years.
What's his name?
I don't know his name.
What does he look like?
Older gentleman, glasses.
Is it black, white?
White, Oklahoman for sure.
I have to see his face.
Okay. I think he does.
Does he wear a hat?
He wears a hat.
I think I might know who you're talking about.
And he says he absolutely
loves it.
Loves it and loved reffing at Western.
Dude, you want to talk about, that's probably even harder to do there.
I'm like, that's what I thought. I've never gone over there, but listening to the part.
You should, bro. If you go, hit me up. I don't play there anymore, but everybody needs to go down there at least once or twice.
I think so too. And I'm like, yeah, I would assume. He's like, no, I love it.
Dude, it's because you think about it, man. I've thought about these like high intensity indoor games that you play. Like you're gonna get some like Group A, bunch of like it's gonna be fast paced. People are gonna go hard, and then you get that like that urge to like step your game up as a ref. Yeah. So now you got to take a little bit serious. So maybe you are jogging, and maybe you are trying to get in the best position to make these calls. When you ref, like, how do you think? Like, what's your mentality? Because as a ref, you're a spectator of the game, but you're also the rule. You know, you're enforcing the rules.
Right.
So I've always thought that as a ref, I can't just be on my toes, just like ready to blow my whistle. Like,
no, you
here
can't.
comes foul, here comes foul, here comes foul.
You
No, you can't. You have to be kind of like loose, just free, watching, and not really have anything in mind, but just watching what's going on. Like, what mental state do you put yourself when you're reffing?
No, I think that's a perfect way to describe the mental state for reffing right now. Like, for me, is like, I let the game flow. Make sure the game flows. Obviously, if there's a big foul, quick whistle, keep the game flowing. Like, I think as a coach and then as a ref, if you do not notice a referee, that's probably one of the better games a referee can like have. Like, if the game goes and you don't notice, you're just playing between two teams and you don't even notice. I think that's where I want to be as a referee right now.
Funny you say that, because I say the same thing about like an editor. Like if you watch a good video, you don't even think about the editor. Like, but if you watch a bad video, you're just like, who made this? You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense. So not for me, because I'm brand new, but I think I have a whole level of respect, a whole new level of respect for the referees in the reffing community, because it's not easy to do, and it's almost a thankless job.
That's why I want to have a referee on here, because nobody thinks about the refs. I also was having this conversation with Kit. We were talking about how nobody has these conversations about the coaches. And when it comes down to those moments on whether you want to win or you want to give some playing time, and those tough decisions that we have to make that sometimes we go home and think about all day.
Yeah, I've been there.
I subbed a kid in, and
I've been there,
because I wanted to have him, get some PT, and then we get scored on, or I made a bad sub that just costed us the game. And not a lot of people think about, the coaches that go back and just kill themselves for making those decisions.
Yeah, no, I've been 100%. That's why we have 3 teams. Like, I want to make sure these girls have all the playing time in the world. Like, make sure that they're playing, and they're enjoying it. And then so for the reffing community, again, I have a whole new level of respect for them. And but I've been fortunate. I've had parents like, hey, thank you, thank you. And I can see
as a referee.
Okay. Yeah, as a referee, and like that is huge. So if I'm able, obviously, like if the referee is trying to leave, like don't. But right after the game, the parent says thank you. Like, okay, you've done your job, and honestly, that thank you goes a long way.
It goes a long way, but
does.
What do you do when somebody tells you haven't done a bad job? You try not to listen to it. Do you internalize it? It's because I think compliments are great, but you can't get too high in your supply. You know what I'm saying? You can't get like too airheaded, because just like somebody might give you a compliment, some guy might be yelling at you for no apparent reason.
Well, so not my experience, but yesterday or Saturday, we've had these centers, 15-year-old girls, 16-year-old girls. One had to give a warning to the coaches in the U8 game because they were about to fight. So she had to blow her whistle. She said after the game she was completely shook, because
these are adults.
These are grown men
over a U8 game,
about to swing at each other because one thinks the other one's cheating, and you have this little girl trying.
15-year-old mediator.
Yeah, so you have those type of games, So I think as long as everyone is able to flow through, like.
Yeah, dude. It's almost like it takes a village, guys.
It does take a village, and understandably so. Like if there's big fouls, like hey, call it ref, but there's no time for us as a referee. There's no time.
There's no replay.
Hey, I messed up.
Yeah.
I'll call it next time.
Because that almost works against you,
Oh, you missed it.
You missed it.
You're right. So
you're a bad ref. Like, send me somebody that can ref. I have this 15-year-old here who's doing a terrible job, and my U8s
Right.
need a caliber ref.
Right.
Like that's just
Right. So,
terrible.
so just, and then, but again, that community, refereeing community support, and then we have like that ref shack. So we're able to.
I bet you a lot of stuff goes on in the ref shack.
So far, it's been great, you know. But
It's almost like the teacher's lounge when you're in elementary
teachers'
school.
lounge,
Like,
yeah.
oh, what's
So
happened to
we're able to release. That's where, okay, everything that we just held in or we're scared, you know, because whatever's going on, we're able to release it, move on to the next game, and then the next game is probably going to be a good
And
game.
then you're doing 8 games a day.
Yeah.
Like some refs like go through so much that I feel like they need like to psychologically dump that on a therapist or something, just because it's terrible, dude.
The therapists are in the ref shack for sure. So
I didn't know that. They're in there.
I mean, there's not really.
I'm
all of us, we're the therapists, So, and this again, I've only done this 4 weekends. Yeah. So I'm like, wow, this is crazy experiencing it. But so yeah, if I can start getting to know these referees a little bit more, and you do, because we're in the same page.
Basically going to battle with them.
Yeah. And
22 players, 4 coaches, and 40 parents.
Yeah. So I definitely will recommend somebody here. And understandably, I understand frustrations from the parent sides too. Like, you're paying money, you're paying coaching fees, you're paying referee fees, you're paying uniforms, you're paying.
But the referee doesn't.
The referee doesn't. Right. The frustration needs to be.
Just internalize that. And deal with it, man.
Yeah. You have to. Because
nobody deserves it.
No, nobody. Especially
the ref, dude. If without the ref, we can't play. So why are we like? He's or she has put themselves out in a position to rule a game that they might make mistakes on, but it's not ultimately their fault. We have to live and die with those decisions that they make. But without them, like, what are we doing? There was high school games last year that didn't get played because we were on a ref shortage. So it's like
huge. Yeah.
Like, what do we do, man? These videos of parents going crazy on these refs are ugly, man. It's disgusting, and refs don't deserve that, man.
No, they don't. So, hoping, us coaches, we got to make sure that we are supporting the referees as much as we can, and a thank you, just goes a long way. I've had referees tell me, "Hey, I messed up," a previous game or something. High school referees, and no, it's all good.
It's appreciated.
Yeah, that's huge too. Like, for referees to admit. So yeah, I'm gonna continue to dive deeper into that.
Dude. So now it sounds like you're getting into every facet that you can.
Yeah. I was not planning on doing it. So, but yeah, I'm excited for that community and see where that goes. So,
it's the power of soccer, dude.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how just football can do that?
Yeah.
All the connections that you're making just because you're kind of just all speaking the same language.
Yeah, of the game. And so, going back to a little bit of the east side, we have, it's not a big soccer community. And, I understand that. So what can I do? What's my responsibility out there to bring the game to, kids that definitely did not grow up playing the game. So, but I'm excited to see where I'm at in a few years, and with reffing, with coaching, with meeting coaches, with continuing to talk coaches, and I always got to understand it's a player's game too. Like, always a player's game. So, but
how do you know Coach Case?